of the most rewarding things about working with lights and the creativity that you can do with it is these sudden differences. Like I remember when I was a kid, I was in a supermarket once and the power went off and everybody went, oh, and then the power came on again and everything was fine, but just suddenly everybody had an emotion. And the only thing that was happening was that the lights went off, and I'm thinking, wow, there's power in this. My name is JJ Neufeld, and I would describe myself as a lighting designer, lighting programmer, and sculptor slash situational installationist. A situational installationist is kind of a term I made up, but it sort of refers to the idea when I come into an environment that I want to change, I work with what's in the situation and install my lights based on what will enhance the place instead of ignoring where it is and just sort of building from scratch. How I first got interested with lights was as a teenager collecting weird sort of psychedelic lights, lava lamps, oil projectors, things like that, and eventually moved on to television and theater where you use your lights to tell a story, and then later on into music where the lights are kind of flashing and moving and sort of enhancing the artistic experience in the now. We're here at the Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan site, which is a summer festival of theatre. I got involved with this site when they actually put a call out and said, hey, they've put a bunch of like really cool color changing lights on the riverbank and there's a call out for a designer. And I looked it up and like, yeah, they're putting in this world-class lighting system all over the site being controlled by a top-of-the-line computer. And I thought, well, I am going to try and convince them to let me program this. I've been playing with lights in outdoor situations for quite some time now, and it's really nice to be in an urban environment with lots of traffic that, again, we can play with colors. We can have people just drop by and go, oh, look at that, and maybe sit for a minute or two. I think we're seeing this all over the world now. A lot of the big major cities like Hong Kong and whatnot, you've seen a lot of this where the nighttime is just soaked in neon and different colors. It makes urban exploration a really neat thing. To embrace colored lighting for outdoors is really amazing. Creating a mood is really interesting. A lot of times it's contrast. A lot of times it is you spend a lot of time in cool colors with blues and pinks and some sort of soft movements, and then suddenly, boom, it's green, and then it's not green anymore, and it's just like, what was that? Did you see that sort of thing? Or again, you keep it soft and mellow for a while, light and dark, and it's a little more relaxing. Or you keep moving it from one way to the other, like say the flow of the river, and you get sort of a feel of motion, like the wind through the trees. And there's a lot of different fun ways you can use the movement and on and off and dimness of the lights to create the idea that you're maybe somewhere else. One of the biggest challenges is they've got a thing in the computer program where you can see, oh, this is what it looks like with the lights, but that's completely different and you're standing in the middle of it. I would be here and program and go, okay, this left to right looks pretty fast. Maybe it's a little bit too much. On the other side of the riverbank, though, it looked really slow. And the challenge basically involved a lot of me going into the shack, changing the program, going outside again and going, huh, so that's what it looks like. The computer screen shows you one thing, but when you're standing in the middle of it, it's going over your head, it's behind you, in front of you, it's totally different.
Oh, it's doing cool rainbows right now.
When visitors walk by, I want them to just stop for a second and realize, hey, you know what, snow is actually a really cool texture. And the other is just to sort of be in a fantasy world for a few seconds. Different reality, different rules. The city's lights are normally pretty orange and white. Out here, the lights are gonna be like pink and purple and golden and green. Just the idea of being somewhere else, somewhere fun for a little bit. The hat does have practicality. These are actual magnifiers on this side that you can swoop down, and this is actually a light. So, you know, if you're kind of in dark corners, as I often am, trying to figure out why these lights aren't plugged in, I've got that. So, yeah, it's got its benefits.